Well, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And we doing filmographies.
Let's go ahead and start with Public Enemies.
Public Enemies.
Public Enemies, right? 2009. Rated R. 2 hours and 20 minutes. The tagline is really stupid.
Don't piss where you eat.
America's Most Wanted. The tagline is the title of a TV show.
Dragnet.
Yes.
Shut up. Please give me.
So here we go. The budget, an estimated...
Wait, what was the tagline?
America's Most Wanted.
Oh.
The name of a TV show.
Okay.
Called...
Dragnet.
Yeah. 100 million estimated budget. Gross, a staggering 214 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Worldwide or here?
Worldwide.
Okay.
Of course, directed by Michael Mann, everybody's favorite man, Michael.
Yeah.
I like him. Some of his movies.
I don't like him as much as I want to.
I think people... Where do you stand on Thief?
Thief has one of the greatest final 20 or 30 minutes in a movie. Mm-hmm. I love it. The rest of it's a little bit boring. Mm-hmm. I like it. It's a little bit boring. You know what? Black Hat? Fucking terrible movie.
Oh, with Hemsworth?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Dreadfully boring.
I've almost watched it a number of times. Obviously, Heat.
Collateral is great.
Collateral is better now, even though I liked it the first time I saw it.
I've only seen it one time.
Javier Bardem. It's one of his first roles that I've seen him in. Not a big Jamie Foxx fan.
He's fine.
And you know where I stand on Tom Cruise.
He's number one.
Yeah. Numero uno. Of course. Yeah. Of course.
He's the Top Gun.
I remember watching this movie and not really being into it.
I turned it off.
I think I was, 2009? I was, what was I? 28? Something like that? And yeah, I'm just like, because back then I was all about reviews. Uh-huh. So I read all the reviews and then I saw it. And, I find now that just sort of, I don't know, it's like a signpost as I'm watching it. Like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look great or whatever. I think the only thing I don't like is the digital blood and how fast and loose they played the source material.
I believe that I turned it off during the Pretty Boy Floyd chase in the woods.
In the beginning? Or not the beginning, but...
It's like 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the first HD movies I feel like I watched at home. Or, it's on the... It looked weird when they were running.
Yeah.
It looked real weird. Now I got this fancy TV. Looks real good on this fancy TV.
I'll tell you this. I don't like Johnny Depp in it.
Really?
I don't buy their love affair.
I really like his hair in this.
His hair's fantastic.
He's not wearing scarves, and he's got nice short hair.
He looks great in period pieces.
I'm an 80-year-old man, and I say, I like you got your hair cut short. None of this hippie bullshit.
Here's what I'll say, though. I think Johnny Depp was actually 10 years older than John Dillinger was supposed to be at this time.
Yeah, I was thinking he's like 40. Is he 45?
He's about 40, yeah. And John's about 34. I would have actually liked to have seen Channing Tatum in the John Dillinger role. I think that he looks weird when we finally see him.
Tatum?
Yeah, he looks like he's from Dick Tracy.
When we finally see him?
Because you're introduced to him and he's just running, so you don't really get a good whiff of him.
But it's like 30 seconds later.
Right. I mean...
it's like you're building up the whole movie to see him.
No, of course not. In this scene,
yeah,
you just see a guy running. You don't know what the hell's going on.
It's his hair. His hair makes him look strange.
It's blonde. It's probably a wig.
Yeah, and we're used to kind of shaved head Tatum.
Yeah, now...
Buzz cut.
Here's the thing. I'm going to go into some facts here before we jump right in.
I'm ready.
First off, Billie Frechette, she was never beaten up by the FBI.
Okay.
Other people were. Alvin Karpis and Helen Nelson, the wife of Babyface, apparently they were roughed up a little bit. In the shootout at the Little Bohemian Lodge, where they kill Babyface Nelson and Homer Van Meter, Stephen Dorff, they end up in the car together.
But what, isn't Babyface that British guy?
Yeah, Stephen Graham.
He doesn't die there, does he?
Yeah, he shoots an agent, steals his car.
Yeah.
Homer jumps in, and then Purvis runs them off the road.
Oh, and they get blasted.
Just blast the shit out of them.
Okay.
Those dudes don't die there in reality.
Okay.
They actually live, which kind of seems a little odd that they killed them there.
Disingenuous?
Stupid.
I was trying to figure out when Dorff died. I didn't really notice him die.
Yeah, he just kind of gets popped a little bit.
And then I was like, oh, he's dead. He's dead. When did this happen? It must have been back at that hotel.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, on a tangent, I had just seen an article earlier today about Stephen Dorff. And how he was talking trash about Marvel.
I heard he got blacklisted for talking trash about DiCaprio and some other famous people. That's why he dropped off the map until he came back with like True Blood.
Oh, wouldn't doubt it.
Not True Blood. Fucking what? True Detective?
True Detective, right. Yeah, because he was trash talking Black Widow when it came out. He said, God, poor Scarlet, basically.
But everybody else is like, yeah, that movie sucks.
Yeah, right. Eventually, everybody finally sees it and knows it's not that great. But now he's saying, this Blade shit, Like, they can't even keep a director, and we already shot a good Blade movie. I don't know.
Did you, though? Did you?
But then he goes, look, we all know that I'm not a big fan of this stuff, and I'm running my mouth all the time. But unless I'm Oppenheimer in an Oppenheimer movie, I don't want to be one of the 50 or so odd people who are just characters in this movie, which is kind of what he was in Public Enemy. Just like...
He doesn't want to just be a character actor, or what, he needs to be the lead?
I think it must be, yeah. Must be, because he's saying, like, if he's not the main guy, it's not worth his time to just be a guy in the movie for... Like, in Public Enemies, Lily Sobieski or Carey Mulligan, I mean, they're not quite names... Well, Lily was known back
Lily's
then,
on the tail end of her brief fame.
But Carey was kind of on the cusp of hers.
Yeah.
But
pre-drive, post, and education, maybe.
Yeah, Rory Cochrane. There's a number of people in this movie that, I mean, even Billy Crudup, really, that kind of play third and fourth fiddle.
That's what you do if you're in a movie like Oppenheimer, as if that's what he's referencing. He must be the Nolan movie.
Yeah,
you're going to be surrounded by top tier talent,
right? And you just do your thing, and
you're going to end up in a bunch of shitty movies, Dorf, if you want to be the lead.
Because you and I, we're the kind of guys, right, who howl at the moon. But also, when we watch these movies, it's like, oh, that guy's in there.
What's this Howl at the Moon talk?
I don't know.
Do people say that?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying it now. Like Richard Jenkins in Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah.
It's like, now we're talking. Now we've got a ball game, you know? But, so, the pretty boy Floyd, Channing Tatum scene, he wasn't killed like that.
It's a pretty sad ending to him.
He actually lives longer than John Dillinger.
Okay.
So, again, they're just... I don't understand why you would do a biopic and then just...
Man wants it to be exciting.
Throw the sheets... Kill some asshole.
God, that was such a brutal death, though, dude. Like, you see him fire, and you're like, uh-huh. And then you see that bullet rip out his guts, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and he goes...
There's no coming back from that, bro.
I do believe you murdered me.
Sure did.
Fucking Channing, baby. Let's see here. Apparently, when Dillinger returned to Chicago in the summer of 1934, he found a job as a clerk. He assumed the identity of Jimmy Lawrence, a petty criminal from Wisconsin, to whom he bore a physical resemblance. At the time, the population of Chicago was about 1/3 of 1,000,000 people, and he believed that in a city that size he could vanish into the crowd and, at least for a while, live a somewhat normal existence. I wish they would have put that in the movie.
How long was he able to do that for?
It doesn't say. I guess just he returned in the summer. It doesn't say. Probably not very long.
Yeah.
And knowing him, if this characterization is accurate, he probably couldn't sustain that sort of calm life for too long. That's primarily it. I was just thinking of something.
Is it about how much money they get from these fucking banks and yet they keep on robbing them?
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, this is the early 30s. Did they get like 800,000 or they were planning to get 800,000?
On the final job, yeah.
But then prior to that, they were getting like 300,000 or something?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really get the specifics on the totals, but...
Isn't that like $1 billion now compared to 1933?
Yeah, because 800,000, there was like, what, 5 or 6 of those guys on the bank job? That was going to be like their fuck off money.
Like a house is like, what, $800 back then?
Yeah, oh yeah.
A nice one?
Or you just find one that's abandoned and you just live there.
I got a $70 car, nicest car in town.
Here's another thing.
Yes?
Movie theater popcorn. It actually started to boom during the Great Depression because it was cheap source of snack.
Wow, we got all this corn. What can we do with this corn?
Well, so movie theaters used to sort of allow vendors to sell the popcorn outside the theater. And they would pay the theater basically like a property tax for the space that they were occupying. But as it gained more prevalence, the theaters realized, well, we can just sell this ourselves and make even more money.
And thus fucked over the entire popcorn seller squad.
And created a revenue source that's partially keeping theaters afloat, the snack industry. Because, the theater has to typically pay money to run movies. They usually cut like 50% of the ticket sales to the distributor. I mean, it varies, but...
I feel like the first week or something, it's something crazy, like 80% goes back
it's
to the
insane,
people.
Right. And so it probably costs 85 cents to make a large tub of popcorn that you pay $14 for. Yeah, right. I mean, even that's like generous.
Public Enemies. Billy Crudup's 22nd film. J. Edgar Hoover, Billy Crudup, tasks Melvin Purvis, Christian Bale, to bring renowned Great Depression-era bank robber John Dillinger, Johnny Depp, and his gang, which includes friend Red Hamilton, and later babyface Nelson, Stephen Graham, to face justice? Will Purvis be up to the task, with the formation of a federal bureau police force hanging in the balance? Will John Dillinger make that one final score and ride off into the sunset with his Maul and general movie footnote Billy Frechette marrying Cotillard? Don't they have the History Channel where you're from? Didn't they have it where Michael Mann is from? Question mark, exclamation point.
Mm-hmm. Here's a fun fact for you.
Yes?
Both Christian Bale and Jason Clarke portrayed iterations of John Connor from the Terminators.
Oh, sure. That Jason Clarke, he looks completely normal, dead on.
Mm-hmm.
Profile, monster from the deep.
You know, he looks a lot like, oh, fuck, what's that dude's name? He's got a big head.
Cole Meany? Oh.
You know it.
From Monument Avenue.
Yeah, and Hell on Wheels.
I was just, yes,
there you go.
Trains.
Yeah. Michael Mann said he's one of the best actors he's worked with.
Sorry I make fun of your head. You know about your head.
Yeah.
I have a very big head.
You know, I find I gravitate more towards actors who aren't what you might consider handsome or classically attractive. Because it's like, there isn't that... I mean, Johnny Depp's a good actor. I don't think he's good in here, but he is a good actor. But I think also he knows he's good looking, so it's kind of like...
He really is quite good looking in this.
Yeah, this is probably the apex.
I feel like
before the precipitous downfall of his good looks.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely forgot that he was good looking due to his Secret Windows and Pirating of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that
The
he also
Ninth
looks
Gate.
like Nick of Time.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick of Time. Gosh, I just saw a snippet from Nightmare on Elm Street.
But really very good looking.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, where's my lotion? You did it.
For jacking your dick.
Of course.
Because he's so pretty.
Yeah, he's a pretty boy,
Yeah.
you know? I can see...
He could be Floyd.
He could be. He's not, though.
No.
He's from Indiana... he's from the South.
He's from here.
God.
1072 Norton Street.
Okay.
St. Paul.
So, of course, I'm going to have to say it. All of the DC stuff was filmed in Madison, Wisconsin. And I actually lived there at the time, and I saw a lot of that being done. I just didn't actually see any of the...
You thought you time traveled. You saw all these gangsters in period outfits.
know. I showed up
shooting
to
at each
work
other.
one
You're
day.
Like, oh, fuck, no!
I'm in the 30s. Oh, God. But I was like, oh, I know that building in the background. Jason's going to be really pissed and annoyed when I go off on that shit.
No, I like it.
It's good, man. So, yeah, like the Capitol scene, I mean, they're literally in the same, almost the same area that they were in I Love Trouble when they were in the Capitol.
pretty good.
Yeah,
I
good
watched
shit.
this movie 6 days ago. Completely forgot most of it.
You know, I love, it opens up crackerjack. Just whiz bang.
We're in the prison.
Jason Clarke is taking Johnny Depp in,
Yeah.
right? Pushing on him. Get in there.
Going right back to jail. Just got out. Did 9 years.
Yes. And we also see some fellers finding guns in shipping crates.
Handing them out and tucking them in their waistbands.
Yeah, because they work in the sewing factory in the jail. So they're tucking their guns. Jason Clarke is like, yeah, I got this douchebag here. I got to drop off. And then boom, they, burst into action. And they start breaking their boys out.
Mm-hmm.
And the leader of the gang, forget his, Herman...
Oh, that guy that looks like Michael Bean, but
Herman
isn't Michael
Lamb,
Bean.
maybe? Yeah. And so they're, putting on the guards' clothes and hurry up, we got to get going and nothing.
Is that guy like an abusive father in some movie or TV show?
Probably.
He looks like he should be in a tank top, like just beating his kids.
Yeah. So, of course, one guy is too hot to trot and he starts wailing on the cop. And it gets out of hand, somebody gets shot, the alarms trigger, and they all come bursting out. Some half-dressed, some still in their prison garb. And Johnny Depp just starts laying waste to dudes with a Tommy gun.
Yeah, unload. Man, those Tommy guns are impressive weapons, huh?
It's insane because they made those for World War I at the tail end. And by the time they had manufactured them, they were like, well, we don't need them anymore. So they were just being housed, and gangsters stole them. And,
Is that what's up?
Yeah. And they were like, those things could fire like 50 rounds in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It would have been great in trench combat in World War I, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It would have been a game changer.
Absolutely. Instead of those weird sideways guns that they used to shoot, And it just, I don't know what the caliber of the bullet is, if it's a 9mm or a 45, but it just shreds, man.
Yeah.
And they got like bars too, BARs. That's a type of a automatic rifle. That's almost like what you would mount on the back of like a Jeep or even like a armored vehicle. Those things shred too, you know. You could probably put a belt and feed them if you wanted to. And so they get out of jail, but of course the leader gets shot, and he's dying on the side of the car while they're dragging him.
Yeah.
And he dies, and so they let him go. And Johnny Depp, he's pissed. He looks at the guy, he goes, "You fucker, you're the one who started this mess by beating on that cop."
It's completely his fault, yeah.
It is, yeah. And so he goes to Red, like, "What do I do?" And he goes, "Your call, Johnny." And it's convenient that both the actor and the character are named John. And he busts him up in the face and throws him out of the car.
Nice.
Yeah, and they get out of there, and he has a real tender moment where he laments the loss of his father figure. So then they start robbing banks. Well, first they go to a whorehouse.
Is that where Carey Mulligan is?
Yeah. She's his kind of whore girlfriend. And
I think you might want to start calling them sex workers, man.
well, back then they were whores, though.
Well, yeah, okay.
I'm just going by the parlance of the time.
That's cool, dude.
You know.
It's cool. I mean, if you want to denigrate women like that, that's fine.
And this is where we see that he's paying off a cop who is like, "Yeah, you're fine in eastern Chicago or whatever." And of course, they start then plotting to rob some banks.
Yeah.
And they do just that.
They fucking get to it right away.
They do.
I was like, is this Melvin Purvis? Is he already like on to where Depp is? And no, that's the bank robbing team. They're here.
Yeah, and so the interesting thing is the guy that got killed, and again, I can't remember his fucking name. He was the first dude because he was a military man, to approach robbing banks in a more methodical fashion. People had jobs. You watch the door. You do crowd control. Before then, it was just dudes would run in and
give me the money,
you know, and people would get killed. And so that, thanks to him, that's sort of like the modus operandi for bank robbers going forward. And, you know, a guy puts his money on the table, and now it's unclear if this is actually true. Some people actually say that it was Babyface Nelson at one point who had turned down taking money from a patron. But other people were like, well, that guy was a maniac, so that's probably not true. But so Johnny Depp goes,
"I'm here for your money. Here for the bank's money."
He goes, "Oh, thanks, Johnny. Crybaby." And they take a woman and a guy as sort of like a shield.
Who's that woman? Did you recognize her?
I didn't.
Meant to look her up because I was like, hey, her. I don't know who that is.
No, I didn't. I don't even remember her now.
She looks vaguely like Alicia Cuthbert, but it's not her.
Emily DeRavin from Lost and Brick.
Oh, wouldn't that have been something?
Well, she already would have been quite famous by then.
So, you know, they use them as shields, even though the cops do shoot at them, and they get away, and he gives her his coat, which is going to come back to bite him in the balls later, in the tuchus. And she's a little smitten by Stephen Dorff because he goes, "You know what, I'm not robbing banks. I'm
laying pipe."
Yeah, I'm a Hollywood scout. She goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yay."
Did he say that?
He did. And then I think this is when we are introduced. Yeah, he did say that.
Little Dorfburger, why do you even gotta say that? You're a handsome man.
No shit.
Yeah, what I was thinking, you just be like, hey.
I mean, at that point, he's giving Johnny Depp running for the money.
Yeah.
You know. So now we see babyface Pretty Boy Floyd.
Is this the field running scene? Is
Yeah.
this kind of when we've already met Christian Bale at this point?
So J. Edgar Hoover is getting a senatorial hearing. They're like, "You want to put money towards a federal bureau? What the hell?"
Criminals flee in fast automobiles across state lines, thereby defeating local jurisdiction because there is no federal police force to stop them.
How many people have you personally arrested, J. Edgar? None, sir.
I have never arrested anybody.
Now, oddly enough, that's true.
I'm the HBIC.
And that chapped his hide.
It's a fucking stupid, rude thing to say, man.
Well, it is, because, of course, like, how many, you know, I don't know.
How many people have
bills
you personally
have you written?
Executed, Judge?
None. Because he's like a senator. It's like, you haven't written any of your bills, have you, you fucking douchebag? But, so in real life, that was a point of embarrassment to Hoover.
I bet.
So on May 1st, 1936, FBI agents tracked down Alvin Karpis, who was played by Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah.
Who was great. It's always nice to see Giovanni. In New Orleans, Louisiana. And basically, all of these armed dudes surrounded him. And then J. Edgar jumps out of his car and goes over like, "You're under arrest."
I thought we might actually see him in the field in this movie.
Yeah.
I thought at some point he'd be trying to get somebody.
But apparently nobody thought to bring handcuffs. So they arrested him. They tied him up with a guy's necktie and arrested him. So J. Edgar Hoover. And it became like this big thing. Like, oh, J. Edgar's, you know.
Hey, was that J. Edgar's boyfriend in the movie? Because isn't he notoriously closetedly gay and had a lover in that DiCaprio movie I didn't watch? There's always that guy with him in this movie.
Yes. He was also rumored to be a cross-dresser, which I don't know if that was just speculation because he was a homosexual. They were just, creating outlandish fabrications or whatever. But
Well, if he likes penises, he must want to be a lady.
and so, yeah, he goes, listen, Bruce Wayne, I'm going to need you to head up the Chicago field office. I need Dillinger. I need Babyface. I need Lips Manley.
That's not a name, is it?
It's Lips. He's from Dick Tracy.
Okay.
Anyways, so he's like, can you do it? He's like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. And then we see him running in a field with waders on, and he's shooting at Pretty Boy.
Yeah. With a fucking rifle from quite a ways away.
Yeah, I think it's an M1 Garand. And Boy's just spraying fucking machine gun fire. But he's running and also not looking and also using one hand. So Purvis is just not at all concerned. Even though you'd think you would be, because that would mean bullets are just going everywhere.
Yeah.
He may not be shooting directly at you, but you have a higher risk of just catching a stray.
Sure.
And he just blasts his guts out.
He took his time.
Yeah, and he goes,
Pulled that
hey, we need to know where Johnny Depp is. And he goes, well, I do believe you killed me, so I ain't going to tell you shit. And then he dies.
Yep.
And so Depp's robbing banks, but
Do you think he'd die that fast?
bleeding out like that? Probably. That ripped a hole through him, man. I don't know. It probably didn't hit his lung, but it probably blasted through his kidney or spleen.
You did.
Depp's robbing stuff, but he also discovers Marion Cotillard, who is looking fine. She's a coat.
You're into her?
Kind of. It's weird because he's like glancing at her, and Red's like, man, knock that shit off. First off, don't leer, right? That's not how you win women over. But second off, they're going to be your fucking downfall. And I'm right there with them. I'm like, what kind of a life are you leading that, A, you want to jeopardize somebody that you would possibly care about like that?
Yeah, that's my worry. I mean, fuck you, Johnny Depp, but this poor lady, you're going to bring her into your inner circle.
But then
make
also
her a
for
criminal?
him, now he's got a liability.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's going to be your downfall if
Never
they capture her.
Never have anything you can't walk
away from.
With the heat's around the corner? What do they say?
Yeah,
Is that what they
30
say?
seconds flat.
Do they say with the heat's around the corner?
He just says when the heat.
Okay.
And you're like, what? That's the name of the movie. So he approaches her eventually, and he dances with her, and she goes, I'm half Native American, I'm a coat check girl, I'm something else that I'm not sure if it's bad back then. So what do you think of me now, motherfucker? And he goes, well, I'm John Dillinger, and I rob bank. She goes, why would you tell me that? Oh, my God. And he goes, because you're going to be my lady. And so they're about to leave, and one of the mob guys shows up. So I don't know if it wasn't entirely clear to me at the time, but so Al Capone has already been apprehended and tried at this point.
Okay.
And he did have an affinity for bank robbers, and he was notorious for allowing them to find haven in Chicago. But now that he's gone, this other dude, Frank Nitti, I think is his name, he's taken over, and he's the older guy, not the numbers guy.
This is where the phrase nitty gritty came from?
Exactly.
Nitty gritty.
And Nilla wafers for some reason. And he goes to him like, hey, Johnny Depp, if you ever need anything, let us know, we cool like that. But Depp tells her to go wait outside, and she is not having that.
The city can be real windy. Let us know if you need a coat.
Exactly. And so he walks outside, and it's so windy she flew away.
Yep.
And he goes to the guy there. He goes, hey, you seen that girl? He goes, oh, sorry, mister. I think she left.
The one with the hollow bones? She in the sky.
She gone.
She gone, girl.
She gone, girl. And he's PO'd. So
He is real mad.
he goes down to her job, and she's co-checking a guy,
This is fucked.
and he slaps the shit out of this dude.
Well, that guy's a little pushy, but
Right. And,
he wants his coat.
and
He's
you
got to
wanna-
go. It's your
right.
job.
And she goes, what the hell? And he goes,
I'm never gonna run out on you ever again. Say the words.
No.
Well, I ain't never gonna run out on you, and that's a promise.
you're my girl, and you're never going to leave me. It's like, holy shit.
It's not good.
It's not good.
I don't like it.
I don't either, because for one, I think they put too much weight on this whirlwind romance that really hasn't, there's nothing there that would suggest that you're willing to put all your chips down on her and she's going to be receptive to it. Of course she is, because it's like whatever, but yeah, I don't know. And so he absconds with her, basically, and gives her a fur coat. And he's all like,
Because she wears $3 dresses.
She do, and he don't. Now, it's somewhere around this point where Purvis is realizing that the men that he has under his command are kind of green behind the ears.
Yeah.
And he even says to him, he says, look, we're going after some hard motherfuckers.
I mean, this is after that fucking moron gets himself killed, right?
I think this is maybe right before that, because they're just now getting the office put together.
Okay.
And he goes, look, shit's about to be real here, you know. It's going to be fast and furious.
You don't turn your back on family.
If you can't handle that, no harm, but you need to leave, like, right now. And they all stay. And then they talk to the lady who Johnny Depp gave his coat to earlier in the movie, and they are like, yeah, it's manufactured in this place, and we put a wiretap in there, and next door there's like a car dealership or something, and it turns out that that's where they are buying some fast V8s, and we're tapping that shit, and we think we can land him. And so then they set up shop outside the apartment where Babyface Nelson lives. This is the first time we meet him, I think. And so Christian Bale goes up there with his boy.
You like that guy who plays Babyface?
I do. I don't necessarily like him in this.
I liked him in this. He's scary. He's bad news.
Because he's one of them lock stock boys, right?
Snatch.
I mean, for the most part, he's a reliable little character dude, you know? Not to like...
I don't know if you should call him little dude. He seems like he might fly off the handle.
That's what I like about him.
Wow.
And that's why I did it, because I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to be on the receiving end of that. And so they knock on the door, and this gal answers, and he's sitting there eating like a can of mixed vegetables and a pork chop or something. And she's playing it real cool.
Yes?
I'm Special Agent Melvin Purvis. That's Scott. Are you here by yourself?
No. I'm here with my fiance.
And he's all like, who are you? And he goes, I'm this guy.
And what do you do for a living, Lynn?
Traveling ladies' shoes. Show him, honey.
And he goes, oh, okay, sorry.
But his hand is under that table. You can tell he's got a fucking pistol in there.
Absolutely. And so they're like, all right, sorry to bother you. And they leave. And Christian Bale goes to the guy. He goes, you stay in this hallway. Do not leave this door.
Well, it's the stairwell. Mm-hmm. And stay in the stairwell. Do not go near the actual hallway. Don't go on the other side of this door, which is the hallway to where...
Yeah, the stairwell door leading to the hallway. He says, you stay here and watch this door, make sure nobody comes out.
Real good fucking move, because then you can go up the stairs, go down the stairs, run into the hallway. Mm-hmm. Wherever the danger is coming from, you can see it coming.
Well, and the door opens out, so if the guy's coming out, you can shoulder thrust it and knock him back a little bit.
But you know what? Don't go into the hallway full of doors where people can pop out at any time.
Yeah, and so there's guys downstairs planted all over the place. They're watching the car. They're across the street. And Christian Bale goes down and he goes, yeah, that's Babyface up in that jam. Has anybody
the singer?
Anybody? Yeah.
When can I see you again?
Has anybody seen John Dillinger come out? Does anybody know if he's here? Oh, I don't know. We were just kind of looking at the car, and he's just like, okay, great. So the guy in the stairwell goes into the hallway, and...
Does he hear something?
I don't know. I think he just... Yeah, maybe. And he goes in, and Babyface is out there. Or... Yeah, Babyface?
Babyface.
God, Pretty Boy and Babyface.
There was there was another guy, though,
another
too,
guy
where he's
out,
like, who are you?
Right. He runs into another guy, and he goes, what are you doing here? Oh, I don't know, mister. And then Babyface comes out, and he just starts plugging him. Even though the other guy's on the other side of him. And he could kill him just as easily. But
just
that's
shoots
the life.
The fuck out of him.
Fucks him up, and then he walks up to him, and he blasts him again. And they go off the fire escape, and everybody starts shooting all crazy.
Dude, Babyface is all about executing you. Mm-hmm. You're not just catching one bullet. He's going to kill you.
Yeah, he's going to put that exclamation point on there.
He's scary.
He is. He's out of control. And so they escape, and Purvis is just PO'd because his guys weren't. The guys that were supposed to be watching the other side of the alley, they heard gunfire, so they came over. And he goes, what the hell, man? What are you doing here? And they're like, oh, we heard gunshots. And he's just like, oh, God.
Man, we're going to have to get that guy from Avatar to come on in and help us. The guy from Can't Breathe.
I liked him in here.
Yeah.
He was solid.
Stephen Graham?
I think so. Especially towards the end, his last sequence. I think that was a nice way to end the movie.
I find him to be a scary guy.
Yeah.
He frightens me a bit. Apparently, I'm scared of everybody. But yeah, he's great in this.
Absolutely fantastic. And he calls J. Edgar Billy Crudup. I don't know if we mentioned that. And he's like, yo, man, these dudes, I need better guys.
You can't have better guys.
What did you say? I need better guys.
You're the better guy.
What did you say? I need better guy. He goes, look, if I keep using these assholes, they're going to just be dead.
I need Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I need MacGuffin and filibuster.
I need McClintock here right now.
I need Walker and I need Reacher.
Can you find me Columbo? He's not a ranger.
No. Is Steven Seagal available, for God's sakes? He's probably not even born yet.
Just keep him on a motorcycle.
Yep. If there's running involved, I'm going to need Tom Cruise.
That's why he's on the motorcycle.
Exactly. And so he gets these dudes, and they show up, get a nice shoe shine. He's got his dudes now. He's got his Sean Connery to his Elliot Ness. And, they start doing some stuff, and Johnny Depp's dating that lady, and he gets arrested, right?
Oh, yeah.
For some reason?
That hotel. They're supposed to meet somebody there?
Something. Did they already go to Miami? They went to Miami for some reason, and they were at a horse track for some reason.
Oh, yeah, with that guy who got shot and is always cold, even though it's hot out.
Yeah, and Red goes, you want it dead or dead to Johnny Depp. And she's like, I don't like that talk. I'm scared. And then he goes, trust me. And she goes, okay. Like, what? You were right to want to get out of this.
Yeah. Johnny, can you just give me $50,000 and I will go to France and you can come stay with me when you get out of the United States.
Yep.
I live like a queen forever, $50,000.
Yeah. Eventually I'll marry Leonardo DiCaprio and haunt his dreams.
All of your money will be worth nothing because you will die soon. Give me $50,000.
So Depp's in jail. And he does this thing where he puts his arm around the sheriff or whatever when he's being questioned by those news reporter guys who actually were local news guys. And he's like yucking it up.
Johnny, how long does it take you to go through a bank?
Oh, about 1 minute, 40 seconds. Flat.
Trying not to be like scared or anything. And apparently he has no reason to be because he's got like a big bodyguard in jail. And he's like running that place. And so he goes to... So the Frank Nitti guy gave him a name of a lawyer in case he ever needed it. A mob lawyer. Apparently this guy, in reality, never went to law school. But after his fourth attempt was able to pass the bar exam. So he became a lawyer. And I think he's fucking great. And you know him. Everybody loves this actor. I can't tell you what the hell he's in. He's just fantastic. The way he talks.
I've completely forgotten the character entirely.
No.
Are we to have an arraignment in accord with the laws of this nation, or is the state to be permitted to incite an atmosphere of prejudice?
Peter Garrity with 105 credits. I bet Jules is thinking of went to Coney Island on a mission from God. Be back by 5. JK.
Your Honor, take off the handcuffs.
Is he a Muppet?
He's all sorts of shit. But it's really brilliant because Lily Taylor is the warden. Or is she the sheriff?
No, I think she's the warden.
She's the warden.
Like, what do you mean your jail's not safe?
Right, and so he plays that card, right? He goes, because Johnny Depp's like, if they take me to Indiana, they're going to kill me, right? I got to serve my time here. And so he says, well, Your Honor, if the lady doesn't feel like her jail is suitable, and she goes, my jail's just fine. That's my Lily Taylor.
That's pretty good, actually.
My jail's just fine. So he goads her into basically saying my jail's fine, and they keep him there. And he makes a wooden gun.
Yeah.
And he breaks out of jail.
No problem.
With the big guy. And yeah, like they steal her car and they just drive out. Now, they drive out of a driveway past like a house. Mm-hmm. It's got like army guys in front and shit. Is the jail behind her house? And you have to come out through her house?
I don't know, man.
Or is it just the alley is next to a house?
I mean, jails are usually far away. They're out in the country.
Usually, yeah.
People aren't usually like, I like to have that jail on the other side of the school.
I like a jail in my backyard, please.
By the McDonald's.
Because they drive out just of like a fucking house, like Doug Heffernan's house or something, and there's army guys everywhere.
Did you just King of Queens me?
I did. And they're in the middle of like a town, and they're just driving around, and they got some hostages, of course, and he starts singing, and apparently that song was quite popular at the time.
Tiny Dancer?
Yes.
Sucking on my titties like you wanted me.
He calls Marion Cotillard and he goes, hey, I got to come get you.
Don't come here.
Yeah, don't come here.
Do not come here.
I got a new man.
They're listening to me.
I'm with James Franco now, she says.
He's not in this.
No. But she's like, come on, dude. Obviously, I'm under surveillance. Don't come here. And he goes, say it. You got to come get me. You're damn right.
Because you're my girl.
And they're watching her and she just... Another lady comes and sits in the window.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, it's like they don't have to do really anything. And he gets her, and they drive away. But he needs something. Now, I think right before this, we see him interact with that mob guy who's doing all the OTB stuff, the betting, off-track betting. And he goes, How much did you supposed to clear in that last bank robbery? 300,000-400,000? Motherfucker, I do that every day. Now, because of you, they're talking about trying motherfuckers over state lines. Where the fuck do you think these phone calls are coming from? It's coast to coast, you dumb shit. You little pinochle son of a beeswax.
You might want to chill on this language, dude. We're going to get flagged.
I know. You're fucking up my game, all right? You're cut off. You're done. We're not going to support you. We're not going to house you.
We're putting out a note on you. What do they say in John Wick?
Yeah, that's exactly what they say.
Put a marker on you?
Yeah, because he goes back to that house of ill repute.
Yeah.
With sex workers involved.
And they're like, get out of here.
Sorry, Mr. Johnny, we can't have you here. Right? And so he goes, well, I got to go pick up something. And him and Marion Cotillard go somewhere, and they nab her.
Oh, yeah, they park somewhere, and she goes in, they grab her, and he's just sitting out in the car.
And it's stupid because he gets out of the car, and he's like walking in the street, and there's guys everywhere, and nobody sees him. Because she even says later on, you stupid idiot. He was right there. Who do you think dropped me off?
He was waiting for me.
I told you I got a cab, and you believed me because you were a fucking pussy. Looking around all scared and shit. He was right there, you dipshit. You Ned Needlemeyer looking son of a bitch.
Limp dick.
Yeah, and he starts beating on her. You know, she pees in her pants.
Does she?
Yeah, she goes, I gotta go to the bathroom. He goes, I don't give a fuck. And then she pees. He comes back in and he goes, now look what you did.
Guy's a real beefy dude.
Shakes her. Yeah. And she goes, well, he's going to meet me at this place. And then they rush over there and he's not there. So the guy comes back and starts wailing on her with a phone book. And at this point, Purvis comes in and the lady goes, there's this one woman working in the office. She does all the phone calls. She goes, Mr. Purvis, he cannot treat a woman like that. And he goes, And he goes in there. And the guy's about to punch her and he grabs his arm. The old man grabs his arm and throws him up against the wall. You know? And
Stephen Langham or whatever?
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Don't breathe?
Like, I'm so sorry, lady. And he cuts her free and, can you walk? I can't walk. And he picks her up. And,
I pissed it all over myself.
Yeah, carry me though.
Get that piss on your suit.
Yeah, I'm going to poop on you a little bit too. and so he carries her out.
Everything's loose from the beatings.
Yeah, he carries her out, you know, and at some point they go to he meets up with Babyface Nelson to do a bank heist that they had been talking about earlier, Giovanni Ribisi. Some sort of a federal thing. They're expecting $800,000. And they rob the place, and Babyface Nelson just starts shooting out the window at a cop that just happens to be approaching.
But they're ready for it. They're everywhere.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And a shootout occurs. Johnny Depp gets shot in the shoulder. A couple other people get shot, and he thinks they're dead because they get shot in the head. Yeah. Some guy. And they get out of there, and they manage to get away. And they go hide out in, I want to say it's not Kenosha, someplace in Wisconsin.
Racine?
Maybe. Wherever this thing is. This lodge, which really still exists.
Are we going?
And Johnny Depp apparently stayed in the room that John Dillinger stayed in.
Can we go?
We could.
Was it expensive?
Probably not.
$50.
No, probably more than that.
75.
But they have like memorabilia and historical crap on the wall. And so they're counting out the money. They each get like $40,000. And Johnny Depp is PO'd. To the max, in fact. And he's telling Red, he's like, we got to get away from these dudes. So he says to Red, he goes,
We got to cut loose from Nelson. You got rest up for one.
And he goes, well, you're injured. Let's wait till the morning. And he's like, first thing, bruh.
You and me go to Reno. Everything will be fine.
And Babyface is yucking it up, kind of talking shit to a guy and his wife at the lodge. And Stephen Dorff's there as well. And so they surround the place a little bit. They don't have but maybe 15 federal agents. Mm-hmm. And Lang even says to him, he goes, well, what are we going to do if he's in there and spots us? It's like, well, we're going in one way or the other. And he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And Christian Bale, he's hard pressed to get results. So he's like, tough shit, man. And so, of course, they just start shooting. And everybody's shooting in, everybody's shooting out. Eventually, they're able to just jump out of a window that, for some reason, nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp and Red are running over here, and Babyface is running over there, and Stephen Dorff's somewhere over there, and eventually Red gets shot and dies.
Doesn't it take a while? No?
He dies in the car, right. He gets him up, they throw a guy out of his car, steal it.
Yeah, no, they do some talking at some point.
They do some talking, yeah. He tells them, man, don't go for that girl. And Babyface kills a federal agent, steals his car.
That's really brutal. Is that Rory Cochrane?
Oh, was it?
I can't remember who he blasts, but
That
like
would be
whoever it
unfortunate.
is, there he goes right up to the window and unloads his
Go,
Tommy
go,
gun.
and then he wastes them on the ground too. And he picks up Stephen Dorff.
And Purvis comes across that guy while he's dying. He's been
Yes.
filled up with 100 bullets, but Purvis still comes across him and it gives him the extra fire to get all these motherfuckers.
Right, and another car pulls up and he jumps in. And he goes, "Did you see a car?" And he goes, "Yeah, it was just a car going that way." He goes, "Well, let's go!" And they, vamoose and eventually run Babyface off the road. Just lay him to waste. He's like a fucking piece of Swiss cheese at the end of that fracas.
Mm-hmm.
And they kill Stephen Dorff as well. And they're really, happy about that. But John Dillinger and Red get away, but then Red dies. And Johnny Depp calls the Madam of the Evening main mistress lady.
Who's now been corrupted by the police.
Right, because they're talking about sending her back to Poland or wherever she's from. And Christian Bale, she goes, "I need a guarantee that he goes, no, I'm not giving you shit. It's either this or you can fuck off." So she's like, "Fine, I'll tell you when we're going to hang out next. Okay?" He goes, "Yes, please do that."
And this is where we get to hang out with Lily Sobieski.
"Give me a duty call," he says. Yeah, so Lily, she's like a waitress of some sort, and she has to go renew her license.
I gotta go downtown and get my waitressing license.
Hang on a minute. I'll take you. Get your name on here.
And their plan is to go to a theater for some air conditioning movie watching later that night. Either this one or that one. It's 2 theaters. So she calls Christian Bale and she's like, "Yeah, we're going to go to either this theater or the other one." And he goes, "No, we don't know which one he's going to." And that lad?
Langham? What are the 2 movies playing?
Yeah, what's playing?
He ain't watching no fucking Shirley Temple.
You're going to that Clark Gable movie that this movie spoils the ending of. And he goes, "Well, let's just be safe and we'll put some other Joes on that theater with the Shirley Temple film just in case." So he drops Lily off then. She has to go get her license to do whatever. And it's at the police precinct.
Yep.
Now, this is hotly contested.
This is pretty stupid.
It's been documented that there had been times when John Dillinger had frequented police stations, yucked it up a little bit here and there.
Why?
Well, back then he was kind of a Robin Hood character still.
We never did see him given to the poor.
No, and that's his whole thing. Not stealing from people.
Just from the banks.
Ingratiated them, because it was the Great Depression, and the banks were fucking assholes. And it ingratiated them with him under the auspices that they, I guess, assumed maybe he gave money to the poor. I mean, he fucking bled money everywhere he went, so people were at least benefiting off of it. But once they start shooting mammer jammers, that's when the public starts to turn on you, And so he just saunters into the police precinct.
The Dillinger
headquarters, yeah. He's looking at the files, and apparently everybody's cleared out except for some schmoes who are watching a radio while listening to a...
You don't think that's the team? I thought that was the team gathered.
It's some of those
something.
dudes, but not like
Okay.
It's the C Squad, probably.
But he sees the lineup of their photographs and the X's over all of his
Everybody's
dead
dead.
teammates
Yeah.
except him.
And he goes to them, he goes, "Who's winning?" And they go, "Oh, the Cubs or whatever." But they're so stupid that looking directly at John Dillinger, a face they've probably studied now quite meticulously, they don't recognize him. And he's got shades on, I guess, to be fair. And he leaves. And so then they're going to the film. They watch the movie. He thinks Clark Gable is the embodiment of himself, and he's got a real hard-on. And they walk out, and, slowly the police start to descend upon him, and they just shoot him.
Mm-hmm. I would say when they're watching the movie, it seems ridiculous that he was doing the hole in the popcorn tub trick on Lily Sobieski. I was like, well, this seems
That was a little inappropriate.
Yeah. She just keeps grabbing that knob.
Yeah, and it was erotic.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know.
It didn't seem right. Yes. They blast him real good.
Shoot him through the head.
Yep.
And a couple times in his torso.
Uh-huh.
And he's dead.
Is this that fake blood you hate?
No, the fake blood I hated is mostly during the lodge sequence.
Okay.
Because this was like the first large movie to sort of, I think, use this sort of handheld digital camera.
For sure.
And with the color correction and possibly actually filming at night, it gets a little brown and muddy. So then when you see those almost not crystal clear, but crisp post-production bullet effects, it feels like something out of like the Chappelle Show or something.
Yeah. Have you seen Zatoichi with Pete Takashi?
Possibly.
The blind swordsman.
Oh, no, I never saw that one.
Oh, man, it's real cartoonish blood, digital blood. Just blue, blue.
Yeah. Like a movie like John Wick, they do that shit too, but it's like handled well. And maybe also just because of the quality of the camera that they're using. But yeah, because it almost like floats around when they get shot and fall. Like they don't know how to quite track it at that point. I don't know why you wouldn't just use squibs. Kind of feels like,
well, let's try out this digital medium. Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, use squibs.
Yeah.
Practical effects mixed with CGI.
Right.
That's the move, everybody.
Yeah, because I mean, nothing required. Usually in movies, when they add like fake muzzle flashes after the fact, it's because they want it to look a specific way or time it a specific way, or they didn't have the footage that they needed, so they just added the gun effect. And squibs can be time consuming to plant, and then you got to replace the
whatever. It's a fucking $1 million production.
It is, but I mean, I don't know, man.
You can do the squibs.
You could.
They did the squibs for 50 years on all sorts of budgets.
And again, there's only a few scenes where guys are getting blasted apart.
Yeah.
It looks practical when they killed Pretty Boy Floyd. So I don't understand it, and it just didn't look that great.
That death of Johnny Depp, though, Dillinger, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, and
the amount of blood just pouring out of his broken body and the hole in his face, quite intense.
And he's whispering something. So Avatar leans down and gets an earful of it, and Christian Bale, he goes, "Hey, what did he say?
Rosebud."
What did he say? Eh? And he said, he said Nunya. I don't know, it was gibberish or whatever. Oh, at this point, Marion Cotillard, she's in jail.
Yeah.
They just put her in jail. So, Billy Crudup, he's giving everybody a reach around for a job well done, and the FBI is made. And so then at the very end there, Avatar goes to see Marion Cotillard in jail. And she goes, what, you here to fucking rub it in my face that my man's dead? She's Southern now. He goes, actually, no. He offers her a cigarette, and he says,
I came here because he asked me to. When he went down, he said something. I put my ear next to his mouth, and what I think he said was this. He said, tell Billy for me. Bye-bye, Blackbird.
Because the song, when they were dancing, was something about a blackbird. And she wells up, and it's probably my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Really?
To be honest.
Okay.
Because you got a lot of respect for that guy throughout the entire film. But to then do that, and take his licks, I was like, yeah, that guy's a stand-up guy. I'm losing it.
You're crying.
I'm crying
He's crying right now. Julian's got feelings again.
I'm pooping also.
Oh, shit.
Sorry about your comments.
It's okay, man.
And then the movie ends, and everybody lives happily ever after.
These boys were shitting on these couches not long after we got them.
Nice.
Tell you about that? They got some sort of stomach bug?
No.
It'd be like a little wet spot.
Hey.
That's why I got that cleaner. It's another reason I got that cleaner.
The Bissell?
I think, it is a Bissell, yeah. Yeah, sprayed the shit out of it. Suck it out.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bunch of weird fucking spots on that seat over there.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it's supposed to be the slime. Looked like they'd been eating queso and dripped it all over, but I got it out. So you like this movie?
It's fine.
I had a good time with it.
I have some issues with its historical accuracy.
That does seem to be a bee in your bonnet.
I mean, it's so easy to just do it right.
But maybe it wouldn't have been as cinematically exciting.
Then don't make it about John fucking Dillinger. Just make it about Peter Potpeeper.
Pete Postlethwaite?
Yeah, that too. But, and like I said, I don't think Johnny Depp's good in here. I think he's wrong for the role. His Indiana accent is fucking atrocious. I don't like or buy their romance. I think it's kind of ham-fisted, kind of forced. They don't give it enough time. Because when she isn't necessary, she's not in the movie.
Yeah.
We never see her. There should have been a moment where, we see her reacting to news on the radio of him being arrested, walking down the street and feeling like she's being surveilled.
Not going to pass the Bechdel test, is what you're saying.
No, God, no.
You know, if we had trading cards for this episode, your trading card would say strong feelings.
Okay.
Yeah. You got some real strong feelings about this one.
I didn't think I would.
Yeah.
Like I said, I enjoyed it. Most of everybody else in this movie I thought was really pretty solid. I'm not really a Christian Bale guy.
Oh, really?
You know, I do enjoy some of his work, but a lot of it, it's his face. It's his mouth, really, is what it is.
His mouth?
Yeah.
What's up with his mouth?
He's got a real thin upper lip, and it purses a lot. But also, it feels like his jaw's wired shut when he talks. Just like this all the time. I don't know.
Well, you know, he was a machinist.
He was. He's also one of those guys, who does like extreme things for movies, and I'm just like, get over it.
Oh, interesting. I used to really like Bale a lot. I think like pre-college. No, I actually don't like The Prestige. It's okay. Why did I like him? What was I guess American Psycho, and there must have been one or two other things where I was like, this guy's good.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is there? Now that you mention it, I'm like, what is there? I'm more familiar with his like post-machinist career. Obviously, the Batman stuff.
God, there's got to be one other movie I'm forgetting about.
Oh, he's in that boxing movie?
Yeah, The Fighter.
The Fighter?
That one's fine. He's a crackhead.
Again, he's doing a body transformation. Whatever. He played Dick Cheney, which I never saw. He's in that Amsterdam, which was a absolute Titanic.
Well, that's all recently horrible stuff. He was in Metroland. I think he was in... What's that fucking Ziggy Stardust, Ewan McGregor movie? Christian Bale super into him. Velvet Goldmine. I don't know. Did you like American Psycho?
It's fine.
I didn't really like it the first time I saw it, and then for some reason I just thought it was very, very funny after that.
Did you ever see
people told me it was a comedy, and then the I need to return some videotapes line just makes me laugh so hard every time he says it.
Did you ever see the sequel?
It's not, yeah, no, I didn't. Why would no?
With Mila Kunis?
Yeah, they just stuck that on there. That's not the real sequel would maybe almost be Rules of Attraction, where he's vaguely mentioned.
Maybe.
Because he's the brother of James Van Der Beek's character.
Oh, really?
It's a Bret Easton Ellis novel.
His older brother?
Yeah.
But he had been dead for quite some time when that movie takes place, right?
Patrick Bateman?
Yeah.
He's not dead.
He didn't die in that movie?
That movie, I think the whole movie's in his head.
Oh, that's right.
I think that's the great debate. I don't even know if people debated. I think it's all in his head. He ain't killing nobody. I like this movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I turned it off the first time I saw it, and it's long.
Yeah, I was watching it with Callie, and we had to do it in fucking 3 parts, but it was at least in one night.
Yeah, we buckled down and sat through the whole thing, and I was like, this is long. It's not wildly exciting, but I'm enjoying pretty much all of it. I liked it quite a bit.
I guess if we had to rate it.
7.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
Billy?
Whatever. I mean, I like him fine.
He's got like 4 scenes in the movie?
He's good. I mean, I guess a 6. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to keep giving him 7s.
I mean, he's doing that J. Edgar Hoover voice.
Yeah?
You're
not into this voice?
No.
I'm J. Edgar Hoover. We're going to get all the criminals.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Hard to say. He's doing a real strong caricature. I'm going to give him a 5.5.
I said 6, right?
You did?
Yeah. I'm fine with 6.
So that's the end of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Public Enemies.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You're not going to watch it. If you haven't already seen it, why would you watch it now?
I mean, that's hard to say, right?
It's not historically accurate. You heard what Julian said.
Goddamn right.
Jenny's boss thought that I spent so much time every week with a girl named Jules that I did my podcast with.
Oh, nice.
A lot of people, when I talk about Jules, which I do a lot over this last decade, they always think you're a girl.
Fair enough.
When I was talking about you before our vacation to Chicago, like in front of Jenny's mom, I would always try to imply you're a man, so it didn't sound like I was going on vacation with another woman to Chicago to spend some time together.
It's funny because when I talk about Callie, I just call her my partner, but I also feel a slight obligation to follow that up with a phrase or a sentence that specifies that she's a woman. Like I used to talk about you as like my film partner when we were doing the Sparkle and stuff. And one guy was like, "You keep saying your partner. Is it like your boyfriend?" I'm like, "No, like
we make the things.
My partner,
like a team.
My film partner. Who'd call their boyfriend a film partner?
Yeah, right? Like a porno team.
Because I think girlfriend's a stupid term for an adult man.
Yeah. Now that you started talking about partner, I'm like, I do refer to Jenny as my girlfriend.
I mean, it's whatever. It's just what people do. But like when you hear like, I don't know, like George Clooney's old ass talking about, oh, my girlfriend, and he's married now, but or like like a 56-year-old guy. Oh, it's my girlfriend, Peggy. It's like, she's a woman, dude.
Yeah.
Get with it. We struggled because there's really no accurate term.
Partner's good, but it does seem to imply homosexuality.
It does, and
not that there's anything wrong with that.
But
all right,
we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah,
we do in filmographies.
Read it.
We read it. I have been working on a new app called Heard It.
Yeah,
where it's just people talking.
Okay.
Subheard it.
That's good. Like if you heard somebody say they heard something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I subheard that. A lot of phone numbers are exchanging though, so it's hard to get people to sign up.
What is that called in court when it's like
hearsay?
Hearsay should be called hearsay
or speculation.
Depending. You can Gmail us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com.
Do filmographies on Twitter.
Yep. Go ahead and hit us up on the Twitter.
Yeah. We're part of that thing.
Oh, the Now Playing Network.
NowPlayingNetwork.net.
Yep.
Where you can listen to other podcasts about films.
You can listen to such shows as Tracks of the Damned.
Tracks of the Damned. I was just going to say that.
You like spooky movies?
Yeah.
You like them, Jules?
I do.
Yeah.
I have a problem with them.
Yeah?
I want to love them.
Yep.
And everyone I watch is usually garbage.
They don't be spooking you. Mm-mm. Well, if you're like me and nobody will watch a spooky movie with you.
Yep.
Because your girlfriend doesn't like spooky movies, they scare her and they don't offer her anything. You can play Tracks of the Damned as you watch a particular movie. And it's like that guy's with you talking about the movie you're watching.
Oh, is that what that's what it is?
Yeah, it's a commentary track.
Running commentary? I was thinking about doing something like that.
Yeah, pornos?
Obviously.
You can call us.
Oh, yeah.
You can call us on our telephone number. You want to leave us a voicemail?
Yep.
Nobody has. 763-634-1897. 763-634-1897. Next week, 23rd Billy Crudup movie.
Yeah.
Eat, Pray, Love.
You better believe it, Jack. We've reached the top of the mountain.
See you next week.
Good night, folks. Kiss your babies.